This morning we're going to take a quick look at my customer Colby's OE Dodge front shaft. He called me and asked if I could balance his shaft. He had changed U-joints in it and was chasing a vibration problem on a Dodge truck with a 6-inch lift kit, and suspected the U-joints might be bad, and he changed U-joints. Colby did a very good job changing these U-joints. That's good in a DIY situation. It doesn't look like there's any hammers involved. If you watch my videos, you've seen the results of that. So this is an AAM built drive shaft, and they can be an adventure, and this one was no different really. And I apologize to Colby for sounding skeptical on the phone, because I know I did, but I've been around these things for a while and I know what to expect. So basically, the long and the short of it is, when they computerize balance these things at the factory, this is their increment of weight right here, these guys. And they don't have big weights and small weights like we do and make test runs. They have these weights, and they have, and more big weights. And what happens is, they'll say, okay, boom, you need a weight here. Oh, it's too much. Because they're not picking the amount of weight, they're just placing a weight there by a computer. And boom, oh, it's too much. So they'll put another one, like, not quite 180 degrees off, like that. They'll phase them a little bit to make them seem like it's less. Boom, and it's still, oh, no, it's still not right. Boom, and you keep welding weights on. And that's where one of my colleagues coined the phrase weight farm. I mean, we've seen these things. I've seen Dodge drive shafts with 8 of these weights glued on literally all the way around the tubes and the slip yoke on both ends. This one wasn't that bad, but it did have plenty of weight on it. I took off 3 of these big guys. I've developed different strategies for these over the years. What I do with these generally, and where he had already changed the U-joints in it, I didn't have to blast it and do all that. So I put it in here as it was and identified the ones that were not in the right spot, basically, the lack of a better phrase. So I took those ones off and reran it, and that's where we're at now. I ended up taking all the ones off of the stub end of the slip yoke end, and they were just ratted. It was all screwed up. And not to mention the fact the stub was running out 40 thousandths. It's an older truck. Is that from wear and tear? This thing's right in the way. I don't really think so, because it had a ton of weight on it when it was built. It had a monstrous amount of weight on it. So I straightened that, and I got it down to a manageable level here. I got 2 of my number 6s, which are still big weights to me, but not in this world. And I put a grease fitting in that end. Grease is not a structural item, but it is a cushion. And these fine spline stubs, they can get 3 to 8 thousandths, 5 thousandths, maybe radial. They'll just be a little rattly back and forth. And that looked like it had 90 weight gear oil in it. They're very sparse lubrication from the factory. So it's packed with good red grease, and it has a grease fitting now just to help it get a little bit extra once in a while. You don't have to put a tube of grease in it, Colby. So she's tuned up. That's about 2,500 RPM, 0 at the transfer case, nice and smooth. It's 0 at the front axle. So we're going to say this is a win for Colby. I'll get it back to him, and he's going on a trip, I think he told me. So we'll send this out to him, and he can head out.